Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service, the SVR, has sounded an extraordinary alarm. In a statement issued by its press bureau, the agency claims Western intelligence officials are urging Kyiv to carry out a large-scale act of sabotage inside Ukraine, an operation that could cause mass civilian deaths in Ukraine and even in neighboring EU states. Moscow says the plan mirrors the 2014 MH17 tragedy, a provocation designed to reshape Western public opinion by blaming Russia. According to the SVR, the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has been selected as the possible target. The report alleges that influential Western think tank Chatham House has already run computer simulations of such a disaster. Those models, it says, predict that radioactive clouds would drift over Kyiv-controlled regions and across EU borders, depending on prevailing winds. A scenario engineered to generate shock, fear, and outrage against Moscow. The SVR insists that Western planners are working on how to control the narrative of any future accident before it happens. According to the intelligence brief, Chatham House has been tasked to prepare arguments in advance for any possible development and to coordinate media coverage that would ensure Western audiences unequivocally side with Kyiv. The agency concludes that Western totalitarian liberal elites are again ready to deceive and even kill their own citizens to justify Russophobic policies.
Even on issues of nuclear safety so vital to the general public, totalitarian liberal elites act according to long-established, inhumane patterns. The collective West is once again prepared to deceive and even kill Ukrainians and citizens of Western countries in order to attribute the crimes of the Kyiv regime to Russia.
That intelligence assessment found immediate resonance inside Moscow's security establishment. At the 13th meeting of CIS Security Council secretaries, Sergei Shoigu accused Western governments of intensive militarization of Europe and warned that NATO exercises are now focused on offensive actions against the East. He also alleged Western involvement in falsified elections in Moldova, part of what he called a broader colonial strategy to dominate the post-Soviet space.
Western countries continue to actively support the Kiev regime, despite the fact that it repeatedly confirms its terrorist nature. The militarization of Europe is intensively underway, military expenditures are growing, and exercises increasingly work on offensive actions against opponents from the East.
Backing Shoigu's assessment, CSTO Secretary-General Imangaliy Tazmagambetov warned of a sharp increase of serious incidents at nuclear power plants and the dangers posed by unregulated autonomous weapons. His remarks appeared to validate the SVR's concern that the nuclear domain itself may be weaponized, through either accident or deliberate provocation, to escalate the information war against Russia. President Vladimir Putin then expanded the same message to the domestic front. At a meeting of the Council for Interethnic Relations, he accused foreign intelligence agencies of funding provocateurs to sow ethnic and social discord inside Russia. He said the West's goal was the dismemberment of Russia into a post-Russia under Western control. The internal counterpart, he argued, of the external hybrid war.
Provocations and attempts to stir up discord between people must be stopped, given that the provocateurs themselves, as a rule, are sitting abroad, tutored, financed, and guided by foreign intelligence services. The goal is obvious: to shake our unity. Our adversaries use any excuse or pretext.
From nuclear provocation warnings to claims of falsified elections and ideological warfare, Moscow's messaging is now fully synchronized across intelligence, security, and presidential levels. The Kremlin portrays a West willing to ignite disaster, manipulate media, and destabilize nations, all to halt the rise of a multipolar order. Russia, it insists, is bracing for a new phase of confrontation, not just on the battlefield, but in the domain of perception, sabotage, and survival.